Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Jeremy Lindblad, CEO of Chibi Dinos, to discuss the long-term viabilities of NFTs as an investment. Jeremy, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me, Jill. Excited to be here.
Yeah, and we're excited to have you. And you're not fazed by this bear market for crypto and NFTs. Tell us why.
On the simplest point, I've watched the project that we run actually double in price in the last week, so that helps. But you know, the bear market is really a time for us to focus on building, and it gives us actually some clarity in regards to sort of checks and balances as to what it is that we're doing, and making sure that we're going to be here for the long term and focus on the future. So I'm not completely phased. Our products haven't changed. Our community hasn't changed. Our advisors haven't changed. So what the rest of the market is doing is not scaring me right now.
Right. I mean, to your point, this is a market moment for longer term thinkers. It's a young asset class. The capabilities of what we can do with digital assets, I mean, even community building, to your point, it's very early innings.
It's incredibly early, and utility is still a concept. You know, I've spent my last 15 years as an executive at other companies building utility for projects and for different products, and in this digital asset class, building those during a time when people are actually searching for utility. It's much easier when everyone's quiet, and at the end of the day, you know, this market is tough, and I think that people are trying very hard to remain viable, and I built this company from the start in September for survivability for 10 years, right? So right. I built that foundation, and I call it building the house, right? We built the framework for significant success in the long term. The dips and the bear markets aren't going to change my goal or our building capacity. So actually not super worried about it.
So let's learn more about Chibi Dinos. You have decades of delivering travel experiences. You understand how the experiential way of life is everything to people, especially when we're talking about digital worlds and AR and VR. That immersiveness is so key. It really is the X factor, right, to delivering all of this. Tell us more about Chibi Dinos and the type of community that's being built.
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched our project in August of 21. It's a 10,000 piece PFP series with the end goal was always to be a play to earn ecosystem. So we actually launched our first play to earn game yesterday for the first game of the NBA Finals. It's called Primal Pick'em. It was built with a company called Game On, which was the product mind behind it was a guy named Santi, who built NBA Top Shot and built FIFA. So a pretty phenomenal, frictionless entry point to Web3. So that was our first game that was launched yesterday, which is super fun. But the ecosystem, it's ostensibly an entertainment brand that has its feet in multiple spaces, right? So we're a Web3 company. That being said, we also have a significant amount of value that we add to our investors and our holders outside of the Web3 space. So, I've spent the last 15 years building experiences, whether it be at Bloomberg or at Quintessentially or Lindblad Expeditions or at Living Social, providing value to customers in real life space. So we're focused on that, whether that be through events, whether that be through in real life products, whether that be through access to certain special things. So we're focused on that, but ostensibly our play to earn game ecosystem is very robust. It's about as good as I think exists in the market right now, and we saw it last night for the first time. We launched our game, and we had a significant amount of players engaging with the product, and it went off without a hitch. Very excited about it.
Yeah, that is exciting. What's on the horizon for mass consumer adoption after the bear market runs its course and things start to mature, whether it's digital assets, meta, Web3?
Yeah, totally. So our core gaming ecosystem is called Primal Hoop. It's the first ever, and to be completely frank, I'd love to see another one that exists, but it's going to be the first user controlled arcade style sports game in the Web3 space, play to earn space. We're playing it internally, which is incredibly fun. Our team is in beta now. We're going to release beta probably in the next 3 weeks, and we'll probably be live by July 1. So that is the most exciting thing on the horizon. That being said, if you look at the sort of Web 2 in real life applications of what it is that we're doing at Chibi Dinos, I mean, I signed a deal. Jill, can I give you some alpha here? I don't know if I should.
Absolutely.
But so I signed a deal 2 weeks ago. And Chibi Dinos signed a deal to be have mass adoption of toys and collectibles in 100 countries across the largest distributors on Earth in the next 60 days, which is incredibly fun. We've just completed the first 3 series of our comic books. Delivered by ex-Marvel comic book writers and designers. They're ready to go. We're launching a new merch store that has everything from wearables to collectibles, which is incredibly fun. We're working on an episodic series with a very, very new technology called Watch to Earn, which I think, Jill, I can't wait till you dive into that later in some other interviews, but Watch to Earn is a very new technology. So we're working on 100 different things, Jill, all of which I'm super excited about, but yeah, life is good right now. It's stressful, but it's good.
Well, then you're doing something right. I think it's so interesting how everything is about gamification these days, whether it's incentives for any type of vertical. But what's exciting for me when it comes to Web3, and this says a lot about the creator economy that's very relevant right now. Technically, for these games, there doesn't have to be an end to the game. If the users are the one that are creating the content, they can just keep continuing to write and deliver more. And I think that's so unique. We've never had platforms like this where the user's in so much control when it comes to content creation and the community that's built around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting. The difference between community-led and community-driven in this space is it's interesting, right? So our collection of NFTs, we have an average hold time of our NFTs of 185 days. That is about 6 times that of the NFT industry. And I think that's based on a number of things. Number one is that our community believes in us as leaders. Right? I built a team. I've got 22 full-time staff. Don't tell my investors that. It's a lot of staff for an NFT project, but I'm also building this company for not only longevity, but I'm building it in almost a Web 2 format, but to adapt to Web 3. So we have a significant amount of trust in what it is that we're doing. And you're 100% right. Like, I found the greatest game developers to work with us. Our community has insight as to how we're developing those games. And I think we're going to develop a product that is not only first to market, but it is first to market. We launched one yesterday, but it's going to be sticky, fun. And I hate the term play to earn. I like the term play and earn, because we also offer the ability for individuals who, if you played video games in the past and the major companies that were releasing those video games were making a lot of money, guess what? I'm going to release a video game that you can play, and guess what? I'm going to give some of those residuals back to you. And it doesn't matter whether or not you're a Web3 native. We are a play and earn ecosystem, and that's incredibly cool, I think.
Yeah, it is cool. I was just thinking to myself, as you're saying that, my stepson would be a millionaire. He loves all that kind of stuff. But
we're going to get him on board, right?
Yes. I'm super excited to share this interview with him tonight. Jeremy, amazing insight. We can't wait to catch up in a couple of months when all these releases come out. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks, Jill.